Diving back into Sandringham Summit coverage and the call me maybe of it all. In episode 1 of the Channel 5 documentary that brought all of this back up this past week, there is debate over whether Meghan was ever invited to call in from Canada or not.
In the end, they told her that they would do a call with her.
The woman speaking in that clip is the editor-at-large for the Mail on Sunday. Interestingly, the editor-at-large for the Daily Mail disputes that. I discussed it in the first part of this series. He says now that there was no way they were ever going to let her call in. At the time he wrote that, insiders say it's unlikely she will call in from Canada. I will say in spare, Prince Harry doesn't say either way if Meghan was going to call in. In his book, he does say that they planned to return to the UK for a little bit to try and meet with the Queen, which does not happen. It turns into later the Sandringham Summit, which at that point, Meghan returns to Canada so that she can reunite with baby Archie, who is maybe 7-8 months at that point. But I couldn't find any discussion about Meghan calling in. Honestly, it kind of makes me wonder if she knew the writing was on the wall and that there was no way a half and half out solution was actually going to happen. Here's what an article wrote at the time. Meghan Markle did not call in to yesterday's Royal Family Summit in Sandringham. This puts the onus on the Sussexes and says the Sussexes decided it was not necessary for her to dial in from Canada. First question, of course, is who said it wasn't necessary? Who is that quote attributed to? Right off the bat, let's talk about the framing of this piece. It opens with, yesterday, Prince Harry met with the Queen, Prince Charles, and Prince William in Sandringham to talk things through regarding his and Meghan's plans to step back from their roles in the royal family. Obviously, this is before Spare comes out, anything else, but not how Prince Harry will describe it later. Doesn't give them much of a choice, although it does put them in control here. And it links to another piece from Town & Country about how Meghan would most likely call in. Further down it says, the Sussexes decided that it wasn't necessary for the Duchess to join yesterday's meeting at Sandringham, a source said. Another source also said that there is a genuine agreement and understanding that any decision will take time to be implemented. We all saw how that went. It's funny because now a lot of people are saying, well, of course she wouldn't have been at that meeting. This is royal family business. This is bigger than Harry and Meghan. She would never be invited to the table. But then it's like, what would be the need for a 2020 piece about it not being necessary for her to dial in? Well, perhaps it's to smooth over the fact that you were running pieces about how it was likely that she would call in. And while I could see an argument for this information coming from either camp, I think it's more likely that it came from Buckingham or Kensington Palace as a way of defining the narrative early. Remember how Harry was shocked the next day to see a signed statement from him and his brother about moving forward and how great the Sandringham Summit went, etc., etc. Not surprised that the PR machine would already be working overtime. The piece also mentioned that the Queen confirmed that Harry and Meghan would seek financial independence and have a forthcoming period of transition where they would split their time between the UK and Canada. Oh boy. Because of the recent court cases surrounding royal security for Harry and his family, there is one more piece that I want to get into related to royal security and what was written about during this time about Harry and Meghan's security during a time of transition and what should or shouldn't happen to their royal security. More to come.